Hi, I'm Zooey Deschanel. Welcome to Moviefone's Unscripted. I'm here with Chris Klein. We are both in the movie The Good Life, and I'm going to ask him some questions, and he's going to ask me some questions, and then and interspersed are going to be questions of your own. What was it like working back in your home state of Nebraska? That's a trick question.
That's a trick question.
Indeed.
We were
in
not
Nebraska.
in Nebraska.
We were just pretending like we were in Nebraska.
Yes, we were in Winnipeg, Manitoba. But I have shot in my home state of Nebraska on my first film, Election, in 1997.
I love that film.
Thank you, Zoe. We had a good time. It was my first one.
Yeah, good first film.
Alexander Payne.
My
It's
God,
not my fault.
that's
it's his fault.
Really exciting.
Yeah, and it was awesome. I was 18. I dropped out of college, and I moved back in with my mom and dad because I didn't have any money, and I made this movie.
I dropped out of college for my second movie, Almost Famous. All right.
Dropouts.
Dropouts.
We're doing all right.
Oh, you have to think of a question for me.
Oh, this is the wild card.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a question. On a day-to-day, during principal photography, do you take anything away from the knowledge that you gained from your father being a DP?
Yes. In fact, my dad's such a knowledgeable person. He almost has encyclopedic knowledge of film, and so growing up with that, he was always showing me films, and I recognized the importance of frame, because acting for film is different from acting for the stage, and it's important to make those adjustments, because if you're aware of your landscape, then you can sort of hone your craft to be more effective within that landscape.
Do you find the technicality of film acting hitting your mark, and like not springing out of a chair so the cameraman can keep up with you? Do you find that gets in the way of the acting process? Or?
You can kind of think of it as like a game, as like, having to have having your mind focused on your craft as well as being able to do these sort of technical things is sort of, it's like juggling, but it's good.
Wild card.
You are such a kind person. It's really interesting because your character in this film is so the opposite of that. And how did you approach that? And how did you relate to the character?
For me, what I started thinking about was, what would happen if I made a movie and I was 18 and it didn't work and I had to go back home? And that's where it started. And from that one question, I started discussing with Steve about the idea of the possibility of really peaking at a young age as a young man, and the possibility of feeling like you will never able to recapture or be as good as you were back then.
It's a very good answer.
You worked with such a great cast in this film. What was your most memorable day of shooting?
It was really exciting the first day, I have to say, just because I sort of like, I read this was like my pet project, that like I read the script like 4 years ago, and like a big pile of scripts, and I was like, this is amazing. Who is this man that wrote this? I can't believe it. And it's so poetic and beautiful and everything that I want a script to be, and the character was so complex and fascinating to me, and
incredible
all of the
courage
characters
to just dive right in and say, this is for me.
Oh, well, I was just like, I was like buzzing. I couldn't believe it. And then they were like, oh, like, I called up my agent, and they're like, oh, I don't even know what that script was. Did we send that to you? And I was like, yes. Find me this guy. And then I met Steve, and he's so brilliant, and we had talked for 4 hours about the movie, and it was just like this imagination fest and like a fantasy. And so the first day of shooting was just so exciting to actually see this come to fruition finally. Did you happen to get any skateboarding lessons from the director, Steve Barra?
Steve ain't so quick to give out his tricks. No. The one thing that I really gained from Steve Barra was a contagious level of excitement about what was going on, and his ideas and his creativity. It just inspires everybody around him to reach and really get those cogs rolling, and that's really what I gained.
Yeah.
But no skateboarding tips. Yeah. I'm a little too tall, I think, anyway.
Really? Yeah. I don't even know. Can you be? Is it?
Well, a couple years ago, I tried inline skating. You know, I did for a movie, and I trained really, really hard, and I got good at it. But man, when you fall, it hurts so much, and like in my hips, elbows. I got off the wheels.
Yeah.
You know, I got off the wheels.
I don't. Yeah, I just prefer actually feet.
Yeah, the feet's good.
Feet are good.
Yeah, I like feet.
Yeah.
Well, that about wraps it up. Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you, Chris.
You're very, very welcome. This was a ball. And thank you, Moviefone, and all you guys for watching and sending in your questions. And please get out there and enjoy our movie, The Good Life. That was fucking cool.
Really fun.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That was rad.
No, I want to keep it.
Yeah.
Hold on to that.
I'm a man. Actually, not a man. I'm a mademoiselle.